Just need to keep this child going somehow. Whatever it takes. Come on, Renosuke. You can do it. Show a little bit of your moves. From the times when you did your dance of deduction with Herlock Sholmes. For pity's sake. Oh, Nipponese oddity already admitted it himself, didn't he? Alright, well, I guess so. We shall press first. Like each of them. Excuse me, but... aren't you... Yeah, that's right. I was in a witness stand myself just 2 days ago. Yeah, I had a feeling I knew your face. Or the sight of it, anyway. If I remember correctly, you're a banker, aren't you? That's right. After the gold rush down under, I came back to London to work. And it was all going swimmingly until you started fusking her out. Bruce Payplay was a man of repute. Sorry? Don't think I've forgotten how you treated me the other day. You had me and that young hatter pegged as criminals. Well, you know. I mean, it's part of a defense attorney's job. You cannot just fault me for that, you know? No, there's all sorts of rumors buzzing around. The police have been badgering me non-stop. If I could turn back the clock. Well, anyway. I don't know about the hatter. But at least I am in the clear now. I'm free to make up my own mind about who's guilty and who isn't. Thank goodness. As I said, it's gonna be a tougher one. I can only imagine. Alright. Maybe I might struggle to change this man's mind, given our awkward history.
Oh dear. I wonder what's become of Mr. First now. If he said that a woman in grey collapsed before his eyes, why, he can only have been the victim.
Hold it!
You're right that at the time of the incident, the defendant admits to having seen someone wearing a green overcoat walking ahead of him. I mean, could we go with the possibility that maybe he saw somebody else with a green overcoat? Maybe? Yeah. I mean, it's worth a shot, I guess, if we were to go that route.
Well, quite. That's precisely my point. Clearly, that someone wearing green was the victim. And clearly, that funny little Nipponese man with the disturbing moustache is the culprit.
But let us not forget, madame, the defendant vehemently denies attacking the woman.
Why, of course he does. If he admits to stabbing her, his life is over. The man is obviously a liver-faced coward. Honestly, claiming the woman simply collapsed before his eyes.
But if that's a lie, as you're suggesting, do you not think he would have concocted something more credible? Yeah, that's a good point. If somebody is guilty, would you not think that they would think twice before they say something like that?
Ah, I really can't say. After all, you are foreign. Who's to say what goes through your funny little minds?
Oh, yeah, right. Racism. That's why. I can tell you what's going through my funny little mind right now. Well, you surely won't like it. You racist.
I do declare the man has already made the admission. He himself has stated there was nobody else around. Surely the conclusion is obvious. No one else could possibly have committed this awful crime.
Yeah.
If no one else could have done it, the accused must be the man. Really, it couldn't be more simple.
Your argument is compelling in its simplicity, I must admit.
Oh my, you're too kind, my lord.
Well, that went well for her. Still, a green overcoat. The man would have gone around the whole houses on his way back from the bookshop. Not in winter.
Hold it!
Okay, what do you have to say? But you cannot deny that there are other roads Mr. Nutter could have taken from the yearbooks. Ah, yeah. Like you drew on the map, you mean? What was it? Calabash Road or something? Precisely. But it seems to me that what counts is whether the little Japanese fellow actually went that way or not. Oh, yes, that's true. I mean, it is said that he has no recollection of where he actually went from A to B. Of how he went there, of what road he took. In the moment, there's no proof that shows he did, is there? Oh, yes, that's true as well. And as I understand it, the accused himself doesn't remember which way he went, does he? Oh, yeah, that's annoyingly true. Winter nights are dark and cold, so the way I see it, you want to get home as quick as possible. Oh, yeah. Like, why is this all true? So wait, the only thing that makes sense is that he went home along Briar Road. I'm supposed to be convincing you here. I'm giving it a lot of thought, you know. I didn't just make up my mind on a whim that he did. I mean, if there was some logical reason why he might have gone to Calabash Road away, it'd be different. I'd be happy to consider my position in that case. Honest, I would. Well, at least the jurors, thus far, they are being reasonable in their judging. They seem to be thinking about this thoroughly. A reason why Soseki-san might have taken the longer way home. Okay, so that's also something that we should take into account. An evidence that would show us that he definitely went on the Calabash Road. I would say that he went between the buildings because, well, moving diagonally from one point to the other is basically the shortest route. If you are to think of a square, and like if you were to choose a road to take between one point, let me show it. Like from this point to this point, moving sort of diagonally over here, it is definitely a lot faster than going like this or like this, in my eyes. But if we are to not think of that, then we have to determine like a reason why he would go this road. Like maybe there is like a completely different shop around here where he would also have to buy something else that would tell us that he definitely needed it. Like if we were to determine that Natsume was carrying something else that he bought, then yeah, can be possible. For example, well, this is something that this is definitely not something that is going to help us, but maybe he bought this knife, which would actually make things a lot worse because that would tell us that he had the knife with him. But let's say that he was the one who bought the knife. He would definitely have to buy it from somewhere, and that somewhere would have to be somewhere along Calabash Road. So that is one option, but let's see.
Yeah, a good reason. I don't imagine you'll be able to sway this young man's opinion without one. So the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful.
Hold it!
You.
Whatever is the matter, young man?
You're the wife of Mr. Garadev, aren't you? The landlord who rents Mr. Natsume in his room.
The master's wife? Where did you get the idea, sir? I'm the maid. The maid, you understand.
Yeah, you should keep your mouth shut about that, Peronosuke. Just giving up that charade. This is going to be awkward. Why didn't you mention this yesterday? That you've been selected for the jury in this trial, I mean.
I was told not to mention it to anyone until the day of the trial, you see. It was in the letter I received. The exertions were very clear, so I'm afraid I had no choice.
I see. Anyway, Miss Natsume, the defendant, takes lodging in your master's house, doesn't he?
Yes, that's right. Although he's only been in a little over a week now.
And in that time, surely you must have taken stock of his character. Does Mr. Nutsman look like the kind of man who would commit a crime such as this?
Oh my goodness me. Yes, he's just the sort.
What?
Spending all his time in the dark and dingy room, sporting that unscrupulous mustache. The man never speaks. And don't get me started on those shifty eyes. All the neighbors are talking about him. I've heard them, you know. People think he must be building a bomb in there or something. Oh dear. Poor Mr. Natsume. How can people say such things about him? He's just a harmless bookworm. Nothing more.
Oh, you just call him a worm, so... Anyway, I better be careful about inviting this maid to speak. She's said enough damning things already. I really don't care. Can't we just wrap this up now? I've got work to be doing.
Hold it!
A man's life is on the line here, sir. This will take as long as it takes. Don't get clever with me now, son. My life's on the line too. And so is my family's. The likes of you wouldn't understand. But a laborer like me can afford to take time off. If I don't work, I don't eat. And neither do the wife and kids. Oh, I see. That must be very hard. I go to the union every morning to find out what needs doing. If you're late and the work's taken, it's tough. This time of year, there's water and gas supply pipes bursting left, right, and center. They're after cheap labor to get the roads dug up to fix it. It's a hard slog from dawn till dusk, it is. So, you were out digging up the roads on the day of the incident as well, were you? Oh? Ooh, hold on a second. What are you saying over here? That's right. In fact, if I remember rightly, it was just around the corner from where it all happened. By the old bookshop it was. What? Another coincidence. That's right. Near Shawn Street it was.
Near Shawn Street. On the map, Mr. Doctor. There are only 3 named streets.
You're number 5. I need you to add the information to your formal statement, please. What's the point in that? We'll just get this business over with now. No. Please, sir. It's important. I do need to live as well. I do need money as well. I'm working here. You should understand that. Fine. I'll do it then.
Thank you.
On the day it happened, I was digging up near Shawn Street from dawn till dusk. Near Shawn Street. Hold on a second. You're digging up near Shawn Street. That could very well be a reason why Natsume would not go that route. And he would go the other way around, Calabash Road, because the place was being dug up. Okay, I can definitely use that. Your books, yes. Nice shop, that. Huh? Sorry. Fold, did you say? Fold what? No, what I said was hold it. What I wanted to ask was, do you visit your books often? I like the old books they have in there, yes. I enjoy reading over a nice cup of old tea. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about. Is that so? And what time did you visit your books on the day in question? Oh, I was picking out books in there all afternoon. And it would have been just before 5 that I left. Really? By the way, I must say, that is a lovely coat they have there. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about. Just before 5, you say. Exactly when the victim was attacked. Are you sure about the time? Oh yes, no mistake there. I remember it well. I'm about to forget that day in a hurry. Not after that dreadful time I had. What do you mean? Oh, I was walking down Calabash Road when I slipped on the ice and dunked my head. Ooh, Calabash. It's always worse after the snow stops falling. That's when it's most slippery. Dunked myself clean out, I did. I thought my number was up. It's all connected. Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. This happened on Calabash Road? That's right. I live in Cornpipe, you see. Heading down Calabash Road is the quickest way for me to get back from your brooks. Juror number 6. I must insist that you add that information to your former statement. May very well be extremely significant. Sorry? Extremely sick? No, I'm quite alright now. Well, I might get sick soon, so...
It sends a shirt down my spine to hear the members of the jury so convinced of Mr. Nutsmith's guilt. But I cannot help feeling that some of their opinions are rather... subjective.
I agree. It's the relevance of what some of them are saying that sends a shiver down my spine. Still, at least some of their assertions don't actually incriminate Mr. Nutsmith of anything. I mean, that's gotta be something, right?
Let's use that to our advantage, Miss Naruto. Cunningly.
Yeah, you're right. Let's listen to the jurors again carefully. And if any of their assertions are at odds, I'll pit them mercilessly against each other.
Yeah. Don't hold back. Pit them all against each other.
Alright, well, I think I got what I need. Like, two of some of the stuff. What does she say? A woman in green collapsed. Yeah. We have juror number 2 and juror number 6. We can totally pit them against each other. And this is digging up Mushroom Street from dawn till dusk. And you are saying that the man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop. Not in winter. Okay, I think I got it. First things first, let's logically do it like this. We're gonna talk about how Natsume could only have gone on Calabash Road, because on Mersham Street, it was all dug up. He couldn't have gone there. Only through Calabash Road.
Objection!
Those two statements are clearly at odds with one another. At odds, Consul? Explain yourself. Please don't point. Use me, I swear. Please, don't shoot me. But why would you? Well, I mean, I guess. Like, if we were to think of a Ace Attorney futuristic setting right over here, like, and an attorney would point at somebody, they would have like a finger gun, like an actual finger gun. Their arm is like a robotic and such, and they would shoot people with bullets with their finger. What? I just want to get this done and dusted. Well, juror number 3. Oh, me, sir? What do you mean? Juror number 5's words just now are extremely insignificant. Let's take a moment to consider the implications of what's being said on our map of the local area. On the day in question, Miss Natsume visited this bookshop to purchase a number of second-hand books. And on the same day, we now know that there were works being carried out on Mersham Street, making it impassable. Which means that the defendant's route home could not have taken him along Mersham Street and down Briar Road. Oh, yeah, of course. But what do you think, sir? Well, yes, you cannot argue with that, really, can you? We must have had a good 2 yards or more of the pavement up. Every gentleman and gentlewoman that came along had to turn back and go the other way. So, the only conclusion is this. The defendant must have taken the longer route back to his lodgings. Yeah, I suppose he must have. I suppose that's me right, yeah. Juror number 3. You said the following. The man who wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop. But we see now that he had no choice. Yes! My lord, Mr. Judge, sir, if I may. Yes? I don't think in all good conscience that I can say the man's guilty now. Yes, I'd like to see this trial continue so we can get to the bottom of what really happened. Such understanding people. What about you, sir? Who? Me? Well, alright then. There's a hole in the prosecutor's argument. It should be filled in. That's what I say.
Well done, Mr. Naruto. That was wonderful.
Well, maybe we should change a couple of minds at least. Yeah, straighten our position somewhat. But yeah, as I said, both the maid and, well, especially Bruce Fairplay are gonna be difficult to talk to. And if I'm to think of the next contradiction, then yeah, it is good that at least we didn't have to deal with them.
Yeah, you'll probably other members of the jury to reconsider their stance as well. Probably asking themselves if the current leadings are really right or not. Now, if only we could just identify one more clue or discrepancy that would make them stop doubting Mr. Natsume. We might be able to tip the balance completely.
Yep, that's exactly what we gotta do. Tip the balance. Figuratively and literally. Six is looking to bring this trial to an early conclusion. That's what we have to prevent, by whatever means we have at our disposal. Thank you, Counsel. On with the submission examination, please. Alright. We got that. So, let's go and pit juror number 2 with juror number 6 and talk about this person in green that collapsed on the road.
Objection.
Those two statements clearly show a flaw in the juror's reasoning. Flaw? What are you talking about, Counsel? Well, juror number 2, juror number 6.
What, what do you really mean, sir? I think perhaps the old man didn't hear you.
Unbelievable. It's not like I was loud or anything. Like, how loud should I be? There is at least one fact of which we can be sure here. The bookshop receipt found in the defendant's room clearly indicates that on the day of the attack, he had been to your books and purchased a number of second-hand titles. He then returned home on foot. Do you hear that, juror number 6?
But the man says he has no recollection of his return journey.
That's correct. But what he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him on the way. Someone in green overcoat who suddenly collapsed on the pavement before his eyes. Pies? Did someone say pies?
Yes, we are all aware of all this. The poor young woman who was stabbed. Obviously.
Objection.
Can we really be sure of that, madame?
What do they mean?
I'm sure you heard juror number 6's account of what happened to him that day. That same afternoon, there was somebody else apart from the victim, who was wearing a green overcoat and who fell over on the icy streets in the neighborhood.
Oh my.
My goodness.
You mean...
That's right. I'm referring, of course, to hard of hearing juror number 6.
Are you really suggesting that the person in the green overcoat whom the defendant saw collapse in front of his eyes Was the jolly old gentleman on the end of the bench here with me today?
What are you saying? Are you saying that there is a stench here? I cannot smell it. What stench? That is entirely possible, yes. After all, the old man has a somewhat similar build to the victim. Well, look at that.
My goodness me.
Does this mean that juror number 6 was actually the victim? And he resurrected from the dead just to be the juror? Oh. Sorry. You need a pee? And crucial, we know precisely where the old man in the overcoat fell. On Calabash Road. Therefore, if the person who Mr. Natsume saw collapsing in front of him was in fact juror number 6, it means the defendant must have taken the long route back to his lodgings. And if that's true, then clearly the crime scene on Briar Road where the woman was stabbed was not on his way home.
Oh my!
You idiot, old man. You can't be so daft as to be roaming about there. We'd have boxed this off hours ago.
And wait, what were you thinking wearing such a befuddling coat?
What did you say to me? Oh god. Is it a crime for the elderly to walk the streets these days? Is it a crime to slip or roll on the ice? Is it a crime to keep up with the latest styles and wear a beautiful green overcoat? Is it?
My lord, I do hope you won't cause any inconvenience, but
You'd like to change your leaning, I presume?
I do declare that I would. I should like to call for a verdict of not guilty. Thank you!
And I would too. What? Is it a crime to change your mind? Is it? Well, it is a good thing that he didn't direct that fire to the Onosuke. Okay, well, job well done, folks. Well, that summation examination has concluded with a rather large shift in opinion. The eyes, 2. The nose, 4. So the nose have it. Not guilty, they say. Which means we no longer have a consensus among the members of the jury. The trial will continue. Hooray!
Objection!
Could it seem churlish of me to drink from my hallowed chalice moments after raising an objection, only to crush it in disgust? Pray forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zeeks? It seems I must retract my earlier remark. What do you mean? Oh? Are you actually gonna apologize to us for being such a racist asshat? Don't be stupid. I mistakenly credited these jurors with intelligence by describing them as insightful. Yet we have just witnessed them falling for a cheap trick performed by an Eastern entertainer. Huh?
Whatever do you mean?
Objection!
Look at this, jurors! Look at our dear prosecutor insulting your intelligence right over here. Can you believe that? Are you really gonna go forward with this? Indeed. Stalwart juror number 5 was undoubtedly repairing the road, as he claims. I believe you said it was a good 2 yards of the pavement which you had excavated, sir. That's right. It took me the whole day and they paid me a measly tumpus for it. Now, my learned Nipponese friend, tell me. Do you have any notion of the distance that 2 yards represents? Well, if I'm honest, I don't have a clue now. It's not like I studied math while I was on SS Beauty or anything.
2 yards is a little less than 2 meters.
Less than 2 meters. That's not much at all. In other words, a distance readily vaulted by anyone of moderate vigor. Would you not agree, my stalwart friend? Me? Oh, I gotta say you're wrong, no. But you need to perchance erect a sign to prevent pedestrians from passing the side of your works. I wouldn't dream of it. What a waste of time. Yeah. No coaches would have had a hope of passing anyway. They would just turn agent gentlefolk back when they come. Kids just jump right over us all the time. And the accused is no gentleman, as far as I can see. I have little doubt, however, that he could spring over the 2-yard trench in his meanderings around town. Okay, your point is what? Like, it also depends on whether Jordan number 5 actually saw Natsume on the way there or not. And from the looks of it, it doesn't seem that he told us that he saw him, so what's the problem?
Is that true? Is it?
The incontrovertible truth is that the books just purchased by the accused were found at the scene. There can be no doubt that on his way back to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume walked down Briar Road. Crushed in a single sentence. And, oh man. Cold man! You can talk! They say that around 5 o'clock on the day in question, he slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Pray, was there a suspicious looking Nipponese behind you at the time? Oh, I can't say as I remember. You don't remember? How about a wager, my little friend? You say it was this old man that the accused saw. But I would lay 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it. Order! Order! Lord Von Zix, explain yourself. My lord. You have such a trenchant argument up your sleeve. Why in the world did you not proffer it during the summation examination? Gameplay reasons? I wanted to give this young foreign student the sightseeing experience he no doubt came for. I wanted him to see for himself how the opinion of the jury is so readily swayed. But my hospitality has its limits, and they have been reached, I feel. So, my learned friend, today's sightseeing tour of London is now over. What are you talking about? My lord, the prosecution requests permission to call its next witnesses to the stand. Granted. Bailiff, bring forth the witnesses. It's next witnesses?
Listen, Hardon, do you not remember? We've been told on several occasions that there were eyewitnesses to the incident.
Yeah, I remember. One of them being a Scotland Yard policeman, no less.
I'm afraid that's likely to be the prosecution's next witness.
Alright. No matter who Von Zix brings to the stand as his witnesses, and no matter what they say, I believe in Soseki-san. I know he's innocent. And I'll keep believing to the very end, until the battle is over. Yeah, that's the spirit. Witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the court. You mean to say that the person on the left is the policeman? They look like a bunch of children.
Constable Roy beat, sir. Nothing to report on the streets, sir.
Are you drunk?
And I'm Mrs. Beat. Patricia's my name. And I'm proud to say I'm this young town's hero's wife.
What's the story here?
Well, in truth, we've not been married long. In fact, we celebrated our first anniversary only the other day.
Oh, it was your husband I was asking about. He seems rather tired. Hardly surprising. Well, as being an honorable occupation, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world. Yeah, we've been told by Gregson. Like, they don't sleep like whatsoever. By the time they are done patrolling, the next day comes and they have to begin like right away. Oh, really? I'm sure I've heard that before, actually. Man, this must be a flourishing period for coffee. Like, the policeman would drink their coffee like day and night. Indeed. Apart from rare days off, our gallant officers trudge some 20 miles a day, you know. They patrol boarding houses and pubs, collect taxes, survey the streets, check that meters are ringing true, and they're responsible for keeping the streets clean, and lighting and extinguishing our streetlights.
There are a number of items on that list that don't sound much like policing duties at all.
Just be falling asleep on my feet. I collapsed long ago. But it goes without saying that a policeman's primary duty is the apprehension of criminals. Even when he is off duty, a constable is expected to investigate and resolve any crimes on his beat. For the London Bobby is a man of honor. Sheesh. I was feeling pity for Beppo like before, but this seems like hell. I don't even think that he is sleeping. I think that he died and he resurrected as a zombie. Oh, I guess it is better, I think. And a man of slumber. On the day in question, this man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction, and they witnessed the incident as it occurred. Is that not correct, Mr. and Mrs. Beat?
That's right, sir. Isn't it, Raleigh? Constable Raleigh Beat, sir. Nothing to report on the streets, sir.
Well, I'm worried what this is going to be. Alright. Enough of this tomfoolery. Let's go. I'd like to hear your formal testimonies now, please. You will tell the court exactly what you saw in the afternoon of the incident.
Yes, sir.
Looks like you, Mrs. Beat, are going to be the one who will talk the most in this.
It was our wedding anniversary, and Raleigh was taking me out for a meal. There was no time to change at work. Anyway, two silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement in front of us. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor. Then the other scattered something before running off. Straight over, of course, and then went for help at the nearby police box. It's definitely that Japanese man at the dock. Raleigh and I both saw him as clear as day.
Well, this is extremely compelling testimony, I must say.
Oh dear. This policeman and his wife are claiming to have possibly identified Mr. Natsume at the scene. If their testimony is true, the alternative course of events they established in the summation examination will be squashed. Or quashed, or however they say it.
It's the no effect. Because that alternative was never viable in the first place. Yeah, well, we'll see about that.